Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here with none other than the man himself, Johnny Berba. No introduction really. Johnny's been, well, I've known you for a good couple of years now. I've seen you, I've seen your channel grow and grow, and I've seen what you're doing with your work and how many people you've helped are actually friends of mine, you know, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing how well you've how far you've taken this, and your work now has really changed from what it was. What would you say now is like the biggest thing that you're teaching that was different to when you first started?
It's hard to explain in one go. I think the difference from when I first started, I think I was teaching men to primarily go out and attract women from the street, whereas now I'm teaching men to build a relationship with themselves.
Yeah.
Which can sound not as powerful, but it's the most powerful thing that I think you can do.
Yeah, yeah.
To get that relationship, that congruence, that self-love with themselves, and then that projects out. And then technically, they're still going to be good with women. But it's just a different angle on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, that's a big deal. It's like guys are so. It starts off with the guy just wanting to get that relationship with a woman, but then they realise that the relationship with themselves is actually terrible.
Yeah.
In a way.
Well, what you said, the relationship with the woman is a projection of where you're at.
Yeah.
So if a guy's going out and sleeping with a lot of women or getting good or struggling, it's always projecting where he's at in himself. And I learned that through my own journey.
Yeah. So like what you tend to hold in mind tends to manifest. It's like what you're basically attracted. Like I found that with all the women I was getting, they were in a bad place themselves. So it's like I was just like going around looking in the mirror, I guess, in a weird way.
Totally what you said. Me too. Not to judge anyone. A few years ago when I was dysfunctional, all the women I attracted, most of them were dysfunctional.
Yeah.
So we do attract what we are. So that's why I say be careful what you become.
Yeah. You're talking a lot more about fear and love, and just for like my viewers specifically, I've been going a lot more, I guess, spiritual recently. I really resonate with a lot of what you're saying, and but I wouldn't get. I talk about love a lot, but what would you say is like the biggest difference now is between those two things, that you're approaching through fear rather than love?
I would say.
So the actual, like I say, the fear itself. Do you ever have like? Now I find I can handle that fear a lot better. So the actual mechanism itself is, like I say, a muscle. Do you meditate at all, or do you just find that you go about your day and you're in a meditative state?
This is meditation right now.
Yeah.
We're really present. Feel that energy between us. It feels great. This is meditation. I do meditate daily. Yeah. It sounds mad to say. Everything I do is meditation. Walking through the park, doing videos, talking to people, teaching. It's all meditation. Meditation for me is doing everything that I love. Anything that I don't love would be receiving the word non-meditation.
Yeah.
So I do sit sometimes and close my eyes and relax, but it's all about doing in that place of enjoyment.
Yeah.
Public speaking is meditation. It scares me. I'm terrified of it. When I get there, I'll go through that feeling of fear. I'll get aligned. I'll be relaxed, and I'm present, and I'll enjoy it. Yeah. So sometimes my meditation is terrifying because I've got to face fears that frighten me, and then get used to the feeling and get it away. And sometimes it's very comfortable. Yeah.
But you said something to me earlier that was so powerful. It's just like I say, the fear of fear itself is just that. I can't really remember what it was, but it was specifically the fear of fear itself. You have trust that you can handle it.
Yeah. Well, you said earlier, I trust the fear.
Yeah, you trust the fear. That's it. Yeah.
I'm too afraid to run away from fear because I know the consequences is more fear, terror, depression, guilt, shame, judging myself. So when fear comes up, I try and face it as quick as I can, and then I get that connection after. So I've got this saying: if you don't face fear, you'll have the bill that comes with it, which is usually depression. That's what I found through for myself. A lot of people I've worked with are human beings. When we run away from fears, it gets bigger, and we feel bad when we don't face the fear.
Yeah,
and
just
the voice comes up, you're a coward, you're less than a man, why did you do that? So we get that conversation. So by facing it, you'll always be liberated, and it's a constant process, and it makes the as you said, it makes life exciting. You're not always afraid. Most times you're not afraid. Sometimes you are afraid.
Yeah.
The more you embrace it, you start realizing either I'm afraid all the time, or I've accepted it, I'm enjoying it, or I'm afraid some of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. And I've
exposed what the truth about Johnny Berba.
It's interesting. It's interesting when you said we're filming. I felt a voice come up to say, change a little bit.
Yeah.
Adjust.
What? Got to be a certain way now. That's it. That's so true, right? But interesting point. You're conscious of that voice, so you're conscious. Your mechanism.
Yeah, there's a part of me there that when I'm being watched.
Yeah. Quickly, like change.
Adjust.
Hot girl walks in the room.
I know, guys, change on there.
Yeah, and
that's a classic sign, isn't it?
That's a classic one.
We all do that. We've all done it, haven't we?
I still not as bad, but it's you're conscious of doing it.
Yeah,
right?
So there's an urge that comes up to become
and then
your
you go,
best.
am I doing it? Am I not doing it now? Am I not doing it now?
Yes.
So it's just like these layers of like.
It's always the opposite, isn't it? It's relaxing. It stay as you are. Don't move. Don't try and change it.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the voice.
Yeah. It's crazy, right? We are crazy. As a species, we're quite insane.
I'm definitely crazy. I was never normal.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You got to be. I think you got to have that. But then, like we spoke earlier about like people like. Well, I use the analogy of being truly authentic or being yourself. I use the analogy, not analogy of, but biography of Marilyn Manson, and in his autobiography, which, funnily enough, come to think of it, Neil Strauss wrote. I didn't even know. I reread it a little bit.
That's a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a massive coincidence. I just had this book and I started reading it. I was like, the style of writing sounds familiar, and I realised it was Neil Strauss who wrote that autobiography. He wrote that before the game.
So I'm going to be really cheesy, Joe, and say that we're all connected.
Yeah, it must be just.
There's a connection.
Everybody's on this level, right? Everyone's yeah. Well, that's true. We are all connected, and the illusion is separateness.
Yeah.
The illusion is competition.
And you're right, and that's the fear. They're the fears, the fear of a separation. I thought really smart saying that.
It's pretty good. Just looking at those cakes, I want to. When I get a cake stand, then I'll be.
Is this the extras? Is this the extra part?
This is out. I don't know what this is. I'll just send this to you. You do with it.
Oh, is this us being vulnerable?
It's us being real. True authenticity.
Okay.
Now you're like, am I being real?
No, I'm not being. Do you ever get that voice comes up and says, are you really being real? And it's just really self-acceptance, to love ourselves unconditionally, no matter what route you go, to keep practicing self-love.
Yeah.
Everything outside will improve. Guys will get better with women and so forth.
Yeah, this is it. It's all about that
I'm also
self-acceptance.
telling myself this as well as I tell the guys, because I have to remind myself every day to have the courage and to love myself more than other people.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And like you always say, they are your teacher as well. Like you're the student.
I'm the student. Yeah.
Cool. So subscribe to Johnny's if you're on my channel. Subscribe to my channel, John Spark. You've got a lot of coaching programs. Check them out. Check out all of Johnny's videos. I mean, yeah, this guy's been a big inspiration to me. But thank you very much.
Pleasure. I loved it.
All I need to say, right?
See you guys soon. Bye.